Yo, yo. We out here. Yeah, so I'm basically just on here. I'm basically just on here to promote yeah, I'm just on here to promote like the live stream I'm doing over on my YouTube. So head on my YouTube now. I'm going live at 6:30. My link is in my bio. Hit the Gingy YouTube channel. The live stream is set up now. I'm not in the room yet, but I'll be there in the room at 6:30. So leave this live stream, go over to the YouTube channel. It's more fun over there, and I'll be there right at 6:30 sharp. It's 6:26 right now. I'll give you 4 minutes. So if you're watching my live stream, leave the fucking live stream. Go to my fucking bio and click on the Gingy Productions YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys there in a couple of minutes. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna hang out in like 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah. What's up, y'all? How's it going? Anyone that's new that's coming in, I'm just promoting my live stream on YouTube at 6:30. Go join in now. It's 6:26 now. Go to the link in my bio and fucking yeah, we got we got Scott Homebrew here wants to join. Come on in, bro. Come on in. That's funny. Yeah, 6:30. Head on over there. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, hit the link in my bio to go to my YouTube channel. 6:30 going live. I'm gonna talk about the Drunk Texter music video that I worked on with Ballyhoo. Yeah, should be great. It should be a blast. Scott, I think you have to accept it to join in. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how this works. I'm a fucking boomer, I guess. Hey, yeah. I'll see you guys in like 3 minutes. Oh, we're reconnecting in this bitch. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. right. Check, check. Hey, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me get some feedback on this here. I think I'm doing this thing right. If I'm not, yeah, let me know if this isn't working. Waiting in the chat, waiting in the chat. Let's see. I need some feedback, guys. Does it sound good? Does it sound all right? Am I coming through? Am I coming through all right? I should have gotten like an admin for this thing. I feel like I'm all alone in this. Mackenzie said, yep. Scott says, yep, there's sound. All right, let's do this thing, man. I don't know what I'm doing. This is crazy. Thank you guys for joining in. I really appreciate it. I want to talk about a lot of interesting things. I think Howie's in the chat actually. Howie, please give me tips on this thing, man. I'm such an amateur. You're the live stream god. Yeah. So Drunk Texter. Hope you guys liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was like hectic shooting it, you know, because like we actually booked the location the day before, and I was out on tour with the Ballyhoo guys. It was Harbor Boys and Ballyhoo doing a little weekend run. And the day before, I walked up to Howie and I was like, "Hey, what did you want to do for that Drunk Text music video?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's tomorrow." And I was like, "Yeah, we got to figure out a plan." And I was like, "Well, I'm close with the guys at Zen West, and shout out Zen West up in Towson, Maryland, for letting us shoot there super last minute. Like it was crazy last minute." Yeah, we like booked the venue, showed up there the next morning, kind of run and gunned a little bit. There wasn't really a whole lot of planning involved. It was just like show up and like, let's make something cool. The guys brought all the instruments and all the gear. We set up on stage, did a bunch of run throughs. And then there's this cool couch downstairs that we shot at. And, yeah, I'm just going to pull it up real quick. I'm going to see if this works. Let me know if this works. Bam! You should see my little window now. You should see DaVinci open, my editor. I think I did it right. I'm so excited, man. This is my first time doing this shit. This is crazy. Let me know if I should keep doing this thing, man. Let's see. Howie says, already crushing it. No need to step in. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. Cody, why can't you get our live streams sound this good? We do got to get the Horror Boy streams back at it sometime soon. Hey, what's up, 2 Minute Podcast? Shout out 2 Minute Podcast. I actually had John from the 2 Minute Podcast help me set this shit up. I called him earlier today, trying to figure it out. Cool. You guys see the window? Yeah. So this is the project file here. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of just go through and sort of like talk about the video a little bit. In an effort for this to render a little faster, I'm gonna turn off the color grade, so it's gonna be kind of flat looking, but that's okay. So this is how it actually looks in camera when I shoot. It looks really flat. I'm going to try not to be too like in the weeds of production. I want to kind of keep it fun, but kind of touch on some production shit a little bit, I think is what I want to do. But yeah, I kind of want to go a little bit shot by shot, right? So keep in mind the fonts haven't loaded because I edited this on a different workstation and I wasn't able to transfer the fonts over. So the font is fucked up. So let's ignore that. But in the actual video, the font looks sick. It's like the cool Ballyhoo font. It's like Outrun or Outlast or something like that, I think is what it's called. The only issues with the video, it's one small problem. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So the opening shot is like the camera spinning, like whoa, right? So I bought this gimbal. It's actually over here. Let me get it real quick. So I bought this gimbal, right? It's this giant contraption. And the way it works is my camera sits on top of it, like right here. And then you hold it and it stabilizes it. And there's a bunch of modes where you can like spin it and like it'll like stabilize and do all this cool shit. And so I thought it'd be cool because it's like Drunk Texter, right? Like you're drunk. I thought it'd be neat if it was like spinning because it's like drunk in a room, your vision's spinning. I don't know, some kind of like artsy bullshit or whatever. I'm going to try to justify that. But yeah, so it opens with that. I was like, that looks kind of cool. And then I go into this sequence where I drew on top of the frame. Cody says vortex mode. Actually, it is called vortex mode. I don't know if you just said that or if I told you that or if you guessed, but it's called vortex mode. So it's going to have trouble rendering because I'm live streaming at the same time as playing back, so it's not going to play back in real time. But I have this cool shot here where there's like these cool like lines, right? And so this was just manually drawing on top of the frame, right? So I just kind of went frame by frame, and then I just did some cool things every couple seconds, right? This one kind of outlines the Telecaster guitar here. I love that how he decided to use the blue Telecaster on this video. I feel like it's like a vibe that people aren't used to seeing. He usually does the classic red, right? But like the blue is a cool new vibe, and I feel like with the new album, it almost has like a new branding to Ballyhoo, right? Like Shell Shock is a whole new phase for the band. Pulling out the blue Telecaster. I don't know if he meant to do that or not. Howie, let me know if that was on purpose. Or maybe the red guitar is in the shop. I don't know. But I love the blue Telecaster. It's beautiful. It pops in this video. Yeah, just did some lines, right? So I can actually pull this up here. Those icons will get out of the way. There we go. And so this is like the window I'd use, right? So if we go into here, you can actually see underneath is the video. Take off this glow. And is this paint tool, right? So I can literally just go in and like draw lines on the frame. And it's nice. So I have a Wacom tablet, which is like this little drawing tablet. I don't have it hooked up right now, but like I was able to draw in, and I watched a couple of videos online of like it's not an original technique. I've seen this technique before in music videos. And I kind of studied some of those, and I kind of thought about what I wanted to do for my style and what Ballyhoo style is. And I landed on this like white glowy line, right? So I drew a line, and then I'd go to the next frame, and then I would like do this thing. And there's this thing called onion skinning where you can see the previous frame and you draw over top of it. And so I did some onion skinning and just went frame by frame. And I did usually about 4 to 6 frames per animation. Everything is planned to a T, even when we book the venue the day before the shoot because we're professionals. It's crazy. Like, what's crazy about, like, I'm super new to, like, I guess the music industry or whatever, but like there's certain things that the followers of a band, the things that the followers of a band see, sometimes things are meticulously planned and like in advance and like worked out, and it's all on purpose and it's all very intentional. And there's other things that just kind of happen. This was a video, like for the most part, it just kind of happened. Oh man, it's just crazy because like the Ballyhoo guys, like they're in the middle of an album release process, and if anybody isn't familiar with that, it's very busy for a band because you have to like make sure that the songs sound good, and you're getting mixes back. You have shows that you're booking to promote the album. You have all the marketing and promotion, which takes almost as much as making the album nowadays. There's all the marketing materials, like shooting the music videos, making snippets for social media, making sure you're hitting all the platforms. And there's a whole strategy to it. And the Ballyhoo guys are very savvy at this. That's why I love working with them. Because I try to like, let people know what's going on, and they're really good at letting people know what's going on. But anyway, there's a lot going on. So this video was like, we have to get a music video. Let's make some magic happen. This cool animation was just sort of like something. Actually, I think Nick, I don't know if Nick from Ballyhoo's in the chat right now. I think he said he was going to join in. But Nick, the bassist from Ballyhoo, actually brought this up on set. I remember I took a little note in my phone because I'm always just taking notes when I'm on set. And he was like, yo, what if we did some cool like animated lines or something? And I was like, man, that'd be pretty sick. And he was like, yeah, man. And then we just didn't talk about it for the rest of the day. And then I remembered when we were editing it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. So it's another interesting element to the video, right? Just to kind of make it stand out. So I drew the lines, and I added this glow. I don't know if you guys can see it on live. It looks like you can. This little pink glow is just another filter. And then this gets composited on top of the final shot. And so I just did this as many times as I wanted. Like I sprinkled it throughout the video. I didn't want to get too extreme with it because there's a lot of other visual things going on. But it's another thing just to kind of make it fun to watch. I mean, music videos is just should be visually fun. That's the whole point of a music video, Sometimes you got to tell a story, and sometimes it's just about the vibes, man. And I love capturing vibes. The best stuff is the stuff that just happens. Amen. Dude, I mean, the Harbor Boys, like, I'm not just saying this because Cody's in the chat, but the Harbor Boys, that's what we're all about. so much stuff just kind of happens, like whether it's, accidental, whatever. It's going to be as organic as possible. Exactly, Scott. Yeah, I mean, whenever you're working on a music video, you want it to feel organic, right? So then we go to a bunch of random like close-ups. The way we shot this is in this main room here. We added the backdrop on the LED wall. We lit it, made it look really nice, vibes it out. We added a little bit of haze to kind of smoke out the room a little bit. I don't know if you guys can kind of see or not, but there is like this light haze on some of the shots. And what's nice about that is it adds texture to the frame. And shout out Poe from Zen West. He actually had a hazer just hooked up at the venue. And I like using a hazer whenever I can because it adds texture. Hey, we got Wayne the Boat Guy in the chat. Shout out Wayne the Boat Guy. If you guys like boats, check out his channel later. Or want to learn about boats. Yeah, so there's some close-ups, there's some wides. I tend to like want to focus on each band member and really cut between them because every member of Ballyhoo is important to the sound and the look of the band. You know, so I really want to do a good job of showing like a close-up of each member. And then I did this split screen thing. And this is kind of like a style that I've adopted through making the Instagram and TikTok recaps for Ballyhoo. Last year I was touring with them a lot. And I found that like making a video work for YouTube or Facebook, it looks really good horizontally. TikTok and Instagram is better vertically, right? And these things are always changing. But doing this cool little split look here is nice because you can just shrink into that middle section, this middle section here, and you can have your vertical snippet. You don't have to show the edges. But if you see the horizontal and see the full video, you get a little bit of extra content, which is nice. And it's also just a visual style that I try to like adapt to a lot of my work. I think I've had people tell me they like when I do that, so I do that a lot. Yeah, the close-ups, I put this lens on my camera, just real sharp. It's real close, real shallow depth of field. Right. Nick's looking good. His hair was looking great that day. He just fucking rolls out of the fucking bus just looking great every time. And I'm like, Nick, you have like this youthful vibe to you that I hope to have. And then, yeah, Scott rocking the keys, yada, yada. Let's fast forward a little bit. It's pretty much the same stuff. I like to let things simmer a little bit. Like once you establish a scene, kind of sit in that scene for a little bit. And then whenever different sections of a song are introduced, the Gingy production style is to always give you something, give you a development in each part of the song. You don't want to show all of your cards at once. I like to just sort of like tell this, like there's not a story really, but like give people a journey. You know what I mean? Like the chorus gives you one thing, the verse gives you something else, then always kind of sprinkle in little bits, right? And so the thing that you get in the verse after the first chorus is this cool like basement thing. And this is in a speakeasy that's actually at Zen West. This is all in one location. This is in the basement of the venue. We shot all this in one day. And I think this was Howie's idea, actually. Howie came up to me and was like, hey, what if I was like, you know, drunk texting, you know, like literally just drunk texting on the couch. And I was just like, had the hoodie on. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Howie has a lot of really good ideas. And I love when I'm working with a band and it's collaborative. Like, I like when a band comes to me and is like, hey, we have this idea. And then I'm like, what if we did this? And they're like, oh, that's cool. And then they're like, what if we did that? And it becomes this sort of back and forth conversation between me and the artist. And when that flow and that dance is happening, it feels really good to work on a project because then the band can have this and be like, yeah, we were a part of this process and we're proud of this because we brought this idea to the table. Then Gingy brought that idea to the table. I just want artists to like be really proud of their product and of their music video and give them something they want to promote their song with. Like that's the biggest thing is like, I want these artists to feel confident in their product because like so many bands and rappers make awesome songs, but like they've seen this process. Like they wrote the song, they recorded the song. A lot of times they're tired of it by the time they're working on the music video. And I love coming in at it at like the halfway point or like near the end and being like, this song is new to me. Here's like what I see or what I hear when I like what I think about when I hear the song. And then I can bring my own spin on it. And visually, you know, and try to show the things that make the artist special. Anyway, I'm rambling a little bit. I don't know if this is interesting or not. I'm doing this for the first time. This is new. Let me know if this is interesting, guys. Like, give me some feedback here. Throw in some comments. I want to answer any questions you guys have. Am I getting too in the weeds? Am I too like technical right now? Should I be more technical? Let me know. Jennifer, that's why it's called art. Amen. Amen. It's an art form. Yeah, the music video is a product just like the song is. So I always try to make it tailored to the artist, you know. So yeah, anyway, Howie had this idea. So we shot a wide shot to establish the scene, right? I loved these like cool old boards and lighting up above. Pan down and kind of did this warp effect because I just thought it was kind of neat, right? So I actually like warped the frame. Like originally it was like that. And so I like zoomed in and then I also stretched it at the beginning. And then the camera was panning down, but I also zoomed out in post. So if I turn all this stuff off here, the camera's just panning down, right? And that's interesting visually, but I wanted to give it a little bit more and also emphasize that whole like drunk vibe. Like you're drunk, the camera should be kind of like trippy. So I turned this on and I manually zoomed the frame out, right? And then I also stretched it. So I kind of elongated it and then kind of warped it just to kind of give it an extra vibe, little touch in there. Yep. And then the close up, right? Howie's, doing that. I got a bunch of takes of Howie just like talking to his phone. Just play the song on in the background, vibe out to it. And I'm like, Howie, just, and he like, Howie's great because he just knows like what to do in a situation like this. And all the Ballyhoo guys do too. Like they've been in music videos before and they get it. And like Howie has a really good, like, I guess self-awareness when it comes to this stuff. Like I don't have to direct him a whole lot. I throw an idea out, he throws an idea out, and he's like, oh yeah. And he just gets it. Me and him are just like it's cool. I'm very thankful to be working with them because I love that vibe. What was the most challenging part of the video? Show us that section. I'll get to that next. So the most challenging part of the video, right? So I also have this wide shot here of the guy sitting on the couch, kind of vibey. The most challenging part of the video was this VFX shot, right? Or these VFX shots. I have all these scenes of Trish from Hyrie. Shout out Hyrie. Trish is such a sweetheart, and I love that she sent these clips over. I didn't shoot these. They shot these at a location and sent it over. And yeah, and they looked great, right? So by themselves, it looks like this, right? She's on the couch. This is all behind the scenes footage, guys. This is probably interesting to see for you guys. I don't know. But yeah, this is like her doing a take, right? So she's just doing a take of the song. There's her dog there. I miss her dog. And yeah, it's cool. It's a vibe. There's some shots of her just kind of like throwing the phone, laughing and hanging out. And they sent all these over. And I was like, these look great. And so what we did is we took some shots of Howie on the couch. So I got the one angle of him looking at the phone. And then I went to the other side of him and I got a shot of the phone. And here's what it looks like. This is it straight out of the camera, right? I'm going to full screen this maybe so you can see it. So we just threw green on his phone and we threw a couple X's. The reason behind the green is because this is basically like, think of a green screen, right? It's the same thing. We can replace that with something else. The X's give us a point of high contrast that we can track things to. So all those little corners and things like that. So when you watch like behind the scenes of like the Avengers movies and they have weird shapes and X's and like targets and things like that, a lot of that is for the editor to track and lock on to the footage because it's easy to find that. Like you can't really track to like blackness here on the phone. It's just there's nothing to look at. But when you look at a corner here, you can give the computer that corner, like focus on that corner, not that spot. And when you give them a few of those points, the computer can then like figure out how to do that. So it's not like a manual process. It's like, that's how it works. So I had this plate here, this background plate, how he's like singing and rapping and getting all mad at the phone. And then I'm just going to open Fusion here, right? So this is how I do this effect. So we have Media 2 here, which is the Trish shot, right? So I pull in a shot of Trish that I like, make sure it's like the right point in the song. It's got to line up. Then I take the other thing of Howie, right? Just a moment. It doesn't really have to line up that much, but like, and then the next thing I do, let me see if I can remember this right. I key it out, right? So step 2. So step 1 is the phone. Step 2, I key out. And that checkerboard basically means transparency. So like that means there's like nothing, there's no video data there. It's transparent. You can see how it doesn't really like move with the video. It's just empty negative space. So after that, Yeah, so I key it out. And then the next thing I do is, what is the next thing I do? I'm trying to remember. So then I took Hyrie and then I gave it some color grade, right? So I muted it a little bit because if you think about a video on a phone screen, it's going to be not like the high quality that you get straight out of the camera. It's going to be like a little bit muted or like blown out because it's on a screen, because shooting a video of a screen, it's just not going to look as good. So I just kind of muted the colors a little bit. And then, oh yeah, then I did surface tracking, right? You see all these little dots here? So if I do that, yep. So this is what the computer looks at, right? So I give it the X's and it finds those points of high contrast. You see how it sort of locks on to different corners here? It does that with all the X's and with the corners. Then, and then I hit track. I just tell it track, and then I let the computer figure it out, right? And 95% of the time, it does a really good job. Sometimes you have to go in manually and fix a little bit of things if it's shaky or something, but it usually does a pretty good job. So you do that, and then what you do is you just combine them together. So you take the Hyrie shot, and then you take the track, and you make them one, right? So it just goes on top. Boom. It's right on top. Now, the last part, which is the most tedious part, and this is what really makes each shot a pain in the butt, is Howie's freaking thumb. His god freaking thumb. I swear to God, Howie, your thumb, I hate it. No, we didn't think about this on set, right? I mean, like when you shoot, you try to shoot and think about this stuff as you're shooting. Like, okay, I want to make sure there's a green screen and there's a key, blah, blah, make sure this is all good. But then there's little things you like don't think about. And one is, I don't know if you can see or not, but his thumb goes under the screen. And I was like, damn it. So each shot that I had to show Trish from Hyrie, I also had to go in and manually make a mask for his thumb. So what I literally had to do was like cut out his thumb and then, yeah, there it is. Cut out his thumb and then animate it, right? So I cut it out once because it moves, right? So then I had to do like different keyframes and move the mask around to wherever his thumb is and do that. And I had to do that for every shot. And it's not as bad as you would think. What I do is I pick one frame and I draw it, and then I go forward like 10 frames, and then I tweak it and fix it. You can move like all these points around. And you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you get something that works. As you can see, like I'm turning it on and off. Oh, this also takes off the X's too. So like I'm masking out whatever is around the thumb, right? So I don't know if that makes sense or not. You're left with this. Any questions? The chat is popping off. I want to go over anything. Make sure that's not too technical for you guys. Yep. So that answers the question. That's a long answer to what was the most challenging part of the video from Wayne the Boat Guy, and that was the most challenging part of the video. So every time you see that shot, like a shot like that, probably like 8 to 10 times in the video, roughly, maybe a dozen. So it wasn't too bad of a process, but you know, it was a process. And then there's other times where the shot didn't really track right, so I had to do some tweaking and some finagling. I like how much thought and detail goes into each scene. Yeah, I like to put some thought into it, I guess. Sometimes you go with the flow and you work with what you got, and sometimes it's thought out meticulously. I appreciate you guys talking about the attention to detail. I really do put a lot of attention into detail, Nick. So this is how the magic is made. This is how the sausage is made, folks. This is the sausage in its purest form. Yeah, skills on skills. Shout out Ray Broom. Ray Broom drove our bus on tour a few weeks ago for us with the Harbor Boys. Yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, so I had to do that for every Hyrie shot, right? I also added this glow to it, right? So now's a good time to talk about color because that's one of my favorite things that I like to focus on. It's super nerdy, but for some reason I love it. And I think it's the reason why I like to think it's part of the reason why people like watching my videos. I think like putting the time to make the color look really good. It's what you see. It's the color. So if I can make that look better, yeah. Yeah, so this is what the shot looked like with just the VFX, right? So I do the VFX first. I put the you know, Trish on the phone. She's singing it. She also killed that verse, guys. Can we just agree on that? Like she did such a good job with that. I love her voice. Like shout out Hyrie. Like she has very good what's the word? I like the way she pronounces like words and stuff. Yeah, and it works so well with the ballyhoo sound as well. I'm really glad they got her for this song. So the first thing I do here is back to nerdy shit, right? So what did I do here? I don't even know what I'm looking at. I did something. Oh, I just lifted up, right? So I just brought the exposure up a little. The next thing I did was I messed with the exposure more. I fixed the highlights and the shadows and just kind of evened them out a little bit. Because sometimes you don't always get the lighting perfect on set, so you got to kind of like move it. And then these things down here are called scopes, these like colors that you see. So a lot of times I try to balance the red, green, and blue levels. But also artistically, they don't have to be balanced. It's just a way so you can see where the shadows are sitting, where the highlights are sitting. And artistically, you may want it to be one way or the other. Heavy on the shadows, heavy on the highlights, depending on what the scene calls for. So it's just a little reference. And next, what did I do here? I don't even know what I did. Oh, I took out the green, right? So there's a little bit of splash of green on the thumbs. Isn't that what I did? I think that's what I did. Yeah, you can kind of see there's like some green on the thumb, and like there isn't green on the screen in the final, but there was green on the screen when we shot it. And so it's not going to look right. So I took some of that green out, and it'll just kind of help blend, make the shot look more convincing, I guess. The next thing is I added a film texture to this whole thing, which is a really nerdy process that I'm not going to explain. But I changed the color space that this was shot in. I changed the color space that the camera shot in, and then I add a LUT, which gives it a film look to the film. It's like a nerdy thing, but boom. It kind of makes it look like it was shot on film, I guess. That's the way I'll describe it. There's more to it, but like, yeah, that's all we need to say. Next thing I do is I add sharpness. So if you see, if I zoom in a lot, this node makes the shot sharper. I don't know if you can tell over live stream or not, but it just like, it adds detail. It sort of makes it look like it was shot in higher resolution than it actually was. Yeah. Then I add a vignette, which is sort of like, it's a fake vignette, right? This is like a natural thing that can happen with certain lenses. And I like the way it looks. I think it looks cinematic and makes it look very Hollywood. So I like to do that. Last thing but not least is a glow. So I added a glow to the phone screen, right? This little, and I think A, it makes it look cool and vibey. B, it makes it look like you're shooting a screen, right? Like when you're shooting like a phone screen in the dark, it's going to kind of have this bloom to it, like in a way. So I faked that, right? That wasn't actually in there. I added this glow, and the way you can like do that is change like your threshold, right? So you pick like your highlights of what you want to glow, and I just want the phone. So I move this slider until I get just the phone, and then I comp it on top. Yep, and so that's the process for all those shots. And every shot is color graded, right? So there's a different little process for each thing, right? This room, that's how it looked before, that's how it looks after. Did a little bit of white balancing, a little bit of exposure correction. Did some masking where I would like select some of the band members and like brighten them up a little bit depending on the shot. And it's just this like process, right? A lot of it has the same stuff. If you go and look at some of these shots, like they have this sort of same setup with slightly different versions, right? Little tweaks. That's a fun process for me. I like doing that. And I think it makes it look better. Anything that makes it look better. Becca says, I love that you make this look so much easier than it is. I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this my whole life. While my friends were outside, like riding skateboards and being good at ollies, I sucked at ollies, and I would go inside and make little dumb videos. And this is what I've spent a lot of time doing. And I always try to get like a little bit better each year I do this stuff, right? If anybody's an artist in the chat, never stop learning shit, right? Like just keep learning shit. I like to say I went to YouTube University. I watch YouTube videos all the time. I do my own testing on the side. Like sometimes I invite Cody over from the Harbor Boys and I say, let's shoot something. I want to try something. And he comes over and and I try different techniques and things like that, and anything to make the videos better. That's like all it comes down to. Is I want to make better videos. I want to support more artists. I want to work with, and they don't have to be bigger artists. They can be big, small. I just want to help other artists thrive. Man, that's like my favorite thing. I get high off of that shit. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the chat. You're good with tech decks and editing, so it works. Oh man, shout out tech decks. Yeah, there's just little bits of things here and there that I add. I think it's cool that in the first verse it's just Howie on the phone talking, but you don't see what's on the phone. And then you kind of go back and forth between him and the performance shots and this couch shot. And then it isn't until the second verse that you see Trish. And that's what I talked about with like showing, like telling a story and like showing more and more as time goes on. Yeah. And so then we get to the guitar solo, right? Shout out Sebastian. Sebastian like is like one of my favorite guitar players ever. I'm really stoked that I get to work with him and like know him personally because he's a really good dude and he's a freaking guitar god. Boom, 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 boom. I'm a professional Gingy Productions test dummy. Yeah, Cody. Oh, man. Hey, real quick, take a quick intermission, just promote the fucking Harbor Boys. We're going on tour next week. We're going out to the Midwest. We're going up to the Northeast. We're going to Ohio first. We're going to Chicago. We're going to Milwaukee. We're going to Pennsylvania. We're going to Portland, Maine. We're going to New York State. We're going towards Ocean City a little bit, Berlin, Maryland. And we're doing like 3 weeks with Ballyhoo and Tunnel Vision. Shout out Tunnel Vision. Shout out Ballyhoo. Harbor Boys. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, we embark on that journey next Tuesday, I want to say. I have like 4 or 5 days at home still. And then we go out. So come see us on tour. Buy a ticket. If any of you guys in the chat are in those areas. Also, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is pretty close to Maryland. So to my Maryland friends that are in here, see us in Harrisburg at XL Live. That's a sick venue, like awesome venue. Sounds great in there. Awesome stage, awesome room. So if you're from Maryland and want to see us on tour, come to the Harrisburg show. It's gonna be a cool one. We're also playing Pittsburgh. That's pretty close. But yeah, come see us on tour, guys. We'd really appreciate it. We have VIPs available. I made a silly video about that yesterday. Memo said, can you give me advice on what I could have improved on, if anything? Fun fact, I shot the footage of Trish. Oh my God, dude. That's awesome. Thanks for joining in the chat. Man, we got a legend in the chat. Dude, you killed it. You killed it with those shots, man. Really great work. Advice on what you could improve on. I don't know, man. They look really good. You captured what's important, which is Trish chilling at home. You know, like you could have shot it like with her like on a stage with big lights, but like that's not the point, right? Like it's drunk texter. You're like hitting somebody up when you're all you know in the mood, whatever. So like her on the couch chilling was like a good creative choice. I'm not sure if that was yours or if that was hers, but that was a good idea setting wise. Good angles, right? I like that you kind of had some off to the side and some like in front. That gave me like a lot of good variety to pick from. The lighting's pretty good. I think if I were to say anything about the lighting, I'd say maybe give it like some more direction or like character. Like I can see that there's something illuminating her from the front. Maybe it's like a softbox, or maybe it's like just a light in the background or something that's like hitting the front of her face. But I'd like to see something maybe either more soft and like up high, or something that's more directional, like it's off to the side, giving like a nice characteristic or like shadow on her face, I guess is like the critique that I would give. Sometimes she goes out of focus a little bit, but like it's not a big deal. I mean, like stylistically, it looks pretty good. I also like this shot a lot too, right? Like I don't know if this was your idea or not, bro, but like this was cool. And where this comes in at is actually at the end of the video. It didn't really make sense to show this on the phone because she's like on the phone, so like it wouldn't make sense to put that in the phone. But near the end of the song, we have a shot of Trish. I think it's here. I'm hoping DaVinci doesn't crash. I'm surprised it hasn't already with this live stream going on. Yeah, here it is. This cool overlay vibe, right? Yeah, so I didn't know what to do with it, and like there's a duet at the end of the song where Trish sings, and then Howie sings, and then Trish sings, and it kind of is back and forth. And it's cool. It's sort of like, I don't know. Like a lot of music videos do this kind of thing where there's like a faded like face on the side and they like sing and then like the other person sings. It's sort of like an ode to that. I sort of thought about that when I made it. And then what I did is I did some extra spicy stuff to it where, let's see, let me take this composite off, right? So I took your original shot and I did a light. What did I do here? I don't even know what this is. Oh, I just didn't even use that. Yeah, so I just masked around it, right? So I masked around her and then I tracked it. So I tracked a mask that's like her and her phone, just to kind of illuminate her. And then I like removed what's around it. So you see how like it darkens it and then it also gets negative around there. So you can see the background. So after that, I just slapped it on top of the video. And then I use composite with luminosity. And so this kind of subtracts the color from one to the other. It makes her black and white and sort of affects the color where she meets the background. And it's just kind of a cool artistic look. Yeah, and so actually originally that was like earlier in the song. And then one of the notes that I got back from the Ballyhoo guys when I sent an edit over was, I think it was Howie was like, hey, that'd be better for like the last part of the song, I think. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And he was like, yeah, because it's back and forth. I was like, yeah, that's true. That's true, man. So I did that, and I was like, you're right. It looks a lot better at the end of the song. And that's what I'm talking about with the collaboration stuff. That's why I like doing music videos, is because I like working with the bands, and like they bring in really good ideas a lot of times that I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. And then I get to bring in ideas as well, and it's just this collaborative sort of back and forth that I enjoy a lot. That's one of my favorite parts of the process. So, hey, dude, shout out to you, man, for getting these shots. These look really good. I don't really have a whole lot of advice to give. Like, lighting, maybe, like some different lighting, but like, I like what you did with it. If I were to say anything, that's what I'd say, but you crushed it. And just putting her on the couch on the phone, getting her reactions and stuff, that was good. That was a good call. Yeah, nice work, dude. That's awesome. Great to meet you. Thank you for jumping in, man. I really appreciate that. Seriously. If you don't follow me on IG already, hit me up on IG. Let's talk later. Cause yeah, I just appreciate you doing this, man. You're a talented videographer. Gingy, low key, you need to shoot a movie, like legit. Dude, I'm gonna shoot a movie one day. I'm gonna shoot a movie once I have a story worth telling. A good movie isn't a good movie unless it's got a good story. So the moment I have a story that I feel like telling, I'll make a movie. I have a couple ideas like in my mind and that I've written down, and a couple little scripts that I've written, but like nothing that I really feel like the world needs to watch this. Once I have something I feel passionate about, I'm gonna get a little crew together and we're gonna make some magic happen. But for now, the music videos is the focus. That's why I started the business, is do music videos. Thank you. Honestly, I'll def hit you up on IG. Thanks, bro. Yeah, thank you for joining the chat, man. I appreciate you. Eileen, I'll see you in Chicago. Yes, I'll see you there. I'll be in Chicago. I think next week or the week after. I can't remember. But Hard Boys Tour. See us in Chicago. See us all over the place. It's gonna be fun. The Ballyhoo boys are gonna throw down. The Tunnel Vision boys are gonna throw down. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to know about this video? I'm happy to go over anything, answer any questions. This shot was probably my favorite in the whole video. Just I didn't do anything. I just shot Howie and he spazzed out on the couch, and it just makes me laugh every time I watch it. And I was like, I don't know if he's gonna want to actually have this in the video or not, but I'll throw it in there and we'll see what he says. And Howie was like, I freaking love that. And I was like, yeah, that's perfect. So I was really glad that they were okay with me putting that in there. It was funny. He got like a little smirk in there at the end because he's just silly. Yeah, that was funny. I did some more of those cool lines for Seabass's solo when he's ripping that solo. I did some more vortex shots there. That was a lot of fun. I just had him play through the solo a few times, and I did a little spinny spin, and he was just ripping it, and I added some more lines. I did this cool thing where I like went in and then came out. Is that the one? I think it was a different moment. Just kind of brought the lines in. Oh, this is probably it. Yeah, sort of like bounced off of him, I guess. I don't know. I just tried a couple of different things visually to see like what looked good. I'm more of like a 3D animator than I am a 2D animator, but like this was a fun challenge. It was something new. I want to get better at it. I think I have other ideas for how to make that better and look different. But it was fun trying it on this video. I'm glad it worked out the way it did. As I say all the time, y'all need to come back to Florida, dude. We'll be back in Florida. We will definitely be back in Florida, probably this year, near the end of the year. We don't have anything solidified yet, but yeah, we loved Florida. That was our first time there last month, and it was sick, dude. Dude, it was sick. I don't even know what else to say. We'll be back for sure. Those shows in Florida will have a special place in my heart for my entire life. It was fun. Yeah, some cool sold out shows. Cocoa Beach, shout out Cocoa Beach. That was my favorite one. That was cool. Yeah, we'll definitely be back in Florida for sure. We liked every show there, and everybody there was super nice and welcomed us. So that was awesome. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions about this video. I'm probably going to cut this off here in like 10, 15 minutes or so. Go to a little close to 7:30. But we had some decent viewers in the chat here, man. Thank you guys for participating. For real, this is my first time doing this. Kind of feel like an amateur, but like I like trying new things. So let me know if you guys want to see something like this again, or if you guys have any ideas for how I can improve this and make it more fun for you guys. All suggestions are welcome. This is for y'all. I want y'all to like enjoy a little bit of the like behind the scenes process of making a video, because I've had a lot of people tell me they've wanted to learn more about how this goes and my thoughts and how I make things, and anything you guys can like share and let me know what you guys want to know. Yeah, I can then better tailor it to you guys' experience, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what else to really put. It's a pretty straightforward video. You know, it's a performance video with a couple little story shots and character shots. But I mean, sometimes simple videos are the most fun, you know, like they're straight into the point. And it shows the artist and what they do best, which is play music. I actually don't like story videos, which is controversial as a director to say. But I think when people watch a music video, they don't want to get like invested in a complicated story. They want vibes. So it doesn't have to be a performance that brings the vibes, but like, yeah, whatever fits the vibes, you know. Effects and cool things. It's a chance to flex with visual effects and trippy stuff and cool lighting. And yeah. Like a weekly Thursday thing. Can't do Wednesday because that's Howie's day. yeah, I'm not gonna do Wednesday because you guys need to watch Howie's live streams on Wednesday. I tune in a lot of times, and yeah, he's the live stream guy. He's good at this. Yeah, I might do this more. Maybe Thursday is the day. I don't know. This is kind of fun. I like this. I bet you have some great blooper footage. Yeah, blooper footage. Let's go. Let's see if there's anything fun. I'm sure there's something. I don't know if you guys probably can't hear yeah, I didn't set up it so you can hear it, unfortunately, because I didn't want to accidentally play the song and get this like removed or taken down, so I turned the audio off my computer. But there's probably little bits and things in here and there where it's like, all right, you guys ready? Let's do a take. But yeah, I mean, like the first shot we got, we set the stage, we got lighting set up. There's a light here off to the side that's like, there's a lot of work that goes into lighting, because the process of photography is, the definition of photography is the capture of light. So like if the light looks like shit, then it's not going to look good. So I put a lot of thought into that. So I get everybody positioned where they need to be. Everybody's got their guitars on, looking cool. Donald's got the most bare bones drum set known to man. He doesn't usually play with this kit. He usually has like a lot more going on. But, you know, it was fine. It got the job done for the video. And yeah, he laid the beat down. Look at that focus. Donald's got that focus going on. So yeah, there's a little like light hitting him here and his light hitting Nick there. I actually had a light that was backstage. There's like this curtain here and it's blocking a light. And you would see like a bunch of just like wires and lighting back here if I didn't have this curtain, but there's a light tucked back here that's hitting Donald from the side. And that's just putting a little bit of light on his face because like he's a member of the band, needs to be illuminated. It's hitting Donald and it's hitting Scott. Right? And it's also acting as a backlight. I think it's like hitting maybe the edge of Howie a little bit. Yeah, you see it right there. A little bit of light on the side of his face. That light is a backlight that's getting them. Then I have a key light, which basically is like your main light. It's like fancy terms for main light when you're shooting a video. Your key light, it's over here. It's a big softbox. And it's just like getting Nick right there. It's getting a little bit of Howie. And then I have one. Actually, you can see it like in the frame here. I think I cropped it in like in the edits. So you can't see it, but it's also like dark. So it may just be in the shot. I don't even know. Whoop, if it is, whoops. But the focus is here, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I have a light here that's also hitting Howie, and it's hitting Seabass. And everybody's lit. That's the important thing, is you want to see all the band members' faces. You want to see what the band looks like. So I have like 3 lights going on here, along with all the stage lights, right? So these are all just the lights that were at Zen West. We turned them on. We spent a lot of time like coordinating the colors. We made sure the colors matched the backdrop, and that it matched Ballyhoo's vibe. Like they have this cool like 80s like sort of synthwave branding that they have that I love so much. It's such a fucking vibe. So I really wanted to reflect that, and we got that. And yeah, once it was lit, we got a couple takes, right? Set the camera up. And then the first one I did was I just did a slow push in, right? So I didn't use that vortex mode. I just moved the camera around. I used my gimbal, and Howie did a run through, singing. Everybody was playing, yada, yada. Howie like put the guitar to the side and focused on singing, which I thought was really cool. I can't remember if I told him to do that or if he just did that. I think that was probably his idea. But just like, you know, like bringing movement to the words, like looking at his, like pointing at his head and like pointing out, just kind of vibing with it. These guys are professionals, so like they're really good at just like doing the whole music video thing. Sometimes when I work with artists, I had to like tell them like loosen them up a little bit. A big process of being a director is like getting your actors or band members, whatever you're shooting, like comfortable on camera. That's a big thing. But these guys like just know how to crush it, and we can focus on a lot of other things because they just know how to look good on camera. And they got style. Yeah, so we just did a run through of the full song, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I kind of just focused on the front. I try to focus on like one thing per shot, right? It was just me like running camera. We didn't have like multiple cameras on this shoot. We just had the one. Sometimes there's multiple when I do a music video shoot. This one, it was just me shooting. So if it's just you shooting, you got to get a bunch of takes of stuff to like have enough angles to choose from. So we ran through the song a few times. And then I was like, vortex mode time. And I did a little vortex. And I went in on the guitar and then came out. And I was like, yeah, that's the move. So once I did that, I was like, that's definitely how I'm going to start the video. And that's the take I used here. Again, ignore the text because I didn't import my fonts. So don't look at the fonts. But yeah, this is the color graded shot, right? And look, you can actually see the light. It's right here. It doesn't look like it because it's all blacked out, but like my light entered the shot. Whoops. I'm such an unprofessional, guys. I'm sorry. Yep, spun in and then color grading, right? Boom, boom. Made it pop. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the comments. This makes me want to devote more time to creating shorts and other projects. You should. I live to inspire. That's my favorite thing, is inspiring people. I hope this inspires you to create things. Just whatever you do, whatever you're passionate about, make it. Just make it. Put it out there and put it out there. Make it and put it out. Just do it. I love that you're sharing this, not gatekeeping anything. It's truly inspirational. I'm an open book, y'all. Hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions about anything that I do, or about the process, or making videos, or being an artist, or quitting your job to do this shit full time like I did. Being in a band, the music industry, or if you just want to say, what's up, your hair looks really frizzy today, you might want to get some product in that shit. Like whatever you want to say, hit me up on Instagram. At Gingy Productions or at Andrew Gingy, either one. Follow me, hit me up anytime, guys. I'm an open book. I want to share knowledge and inspire other people. That's what I live for. I think that's my purpose in life. Who decided to make Ballyhoo wear sleeves on their shirts? Damn it! I should have told them. Yeah, that's their thing. They don't like sleeves. I'm surprised they got sleeves on for this video. I think that's just a live show thing. I think it's just live shows, the sleeves. If you want to see sleeveless Ballyhoo boys, come to a show. Buy a ticket, and then you'll be able to see all of the lack of sleeves. And then the Hard Boys might also not have sleeves on because like sometimes we're like, we want to do that too, and we don't wear sleeves as well. We should do some more gimmicks on tour. I want to do some more like silly shit with the Harbor Boys and Ballyhoo. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun few weeks in July, guys. Come see a show. Come out to the show. The tickets on our website, harborboys.com. Is it the harborboys.com? Let me fact check that real quick. I don't want to lead you guys astray. Yeah, the harborboys.com. Don't go now because you're watching my live stream, but go after the live stream and buy some tickets. I don't think there's much other bloopers. Oh, yeah, this one light. I don't know why I got a shot of it. I think I just accidentally started recording. That one light that's on the side of Nick is actually what's called a bounce light, where you bounce the light off a wall to make it softer. So this is my light here, and I just bounced it off the wall, and that kind of just, I turned it all the way up, and then that wall is kind of like reflective, and then it's kind of white besides the artwork that's on it, and so it bounced off, and it's just a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to the eye when a light has been bounced. Fun fact. Just more run-throughs of the song. The token rhythm section shot, right? Bass and drums crushing it. Yeah. I did this cool thing with like the hits where I like focused on like one at a time, like what's like I did this cool thing where I forget where it is. It's somewhere in here. I don't know. Go watch the video after this and find it. I think it's right here. Oh yeah, here it is. Donald does the hits, and I'm like focused on him, and then I rack focus to Nick whenever he hits the next set of notes. So that was just kind of cool. It was a fun little thing I did on set that I decided to do. We got like 5 minutes left in this, guys. I'm going to cut it right before 7:30. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any other questions in the chat. Please, anything's open. Doesn't have to be about music videos. Doesn't have to be about Drunk Texter. It can be about Drunk Texter music videos, but throw it in there. I'm an open book, guys. I love to support people and help people, and if you guys just want to throw some dumb shit on the chat, I'll say something to it. I don't know. You guys killed it in Cocoa Beach. Thanks, man. Cocoa Beach was so much fun. That was a lot of fun. Lots of good comments in here, guys. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for like just being here. It means a lot. This is my first live stream, and we had consistently like anywhere from like 13 to like 20 something viewers, I think. I wasn't looking at it the whole time, but seriously, it means a lot. Favorite hair product from Jennifer. Shoot. I just bought this spray stuff that I bring on tour that like minimizes frizz in a pinch. It's not really good like for all day, but like when I'm about to go on stage or I'm about to like walk around, I don't want to look like a homeless person who has been living on a bus. So even though I am a homeless person that's living on a bus when I'm on tour, but I spray a little of that, pss, 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 control the frizz, take it down a little bit. I is it my backpack actually? No, it's not. It's somewhere. I think it's actually in my guitar bag with all my bass stuff, and I think that's over at Cody's. But yeah, I bring that on tour, and it's been a lifesaver to control the frizz a little bit with my hair. I also use like a hair mask sometimes in the shower when I'm at home. I don't really have a lot of time on the road to do that, but when I'm home, I'll throw in a hair mask and let it sit in the shower while I do everything else, and then rinse it out, and that really helps my hair stay good. Always open to suggestions though. I'm always I need to get a haircut before tour. That's what I need to do. I just realized that. We leave next week. Lots to do. Favorite venue to play at? Oh, that's my mom. Shout out to my mom. Thanks for watching, Mommy. Favorite venue to play at? Favorite to shoot video at? Ooh. My favorite venue to play. Oh, man. I don't know. There's so many good ones. I'm going to say, God, I feel like if Cody's still in the chat, I think he knows better than me. Let me get back to you on that. My favorite venue to shoot at is Janice Live down in Florida. I've been there a few times. I've been there with Ballyhoo a few times last year on tour. I was there earlier last month with Pacifier. Shout out Pacifier. Been working with those guys a lot recently. Might have a music video coming up soon with them, which would be cool. So be on the lookout for that. But the lights are just killer there every time. Everything looks great. If you go down on my feed, you'll see some stuff. I'm not gonna cut my hair. I'm not gonna like cut it all off. I'm just gonna trim it, guys. I'm gonna keep it going. I just need to trim the ends. And then when I took a shower today, it's like a whole second set of hair came out of my hair because I just shedded so much. I need to just trim my shit up and keep it clean. So that's my favorite venue to shoot at. It's probably Janice Live in Florida. My favorite venue to play. I don't want to say Florida again because I need to bring up a Maryland stage because there's lots of good ones in Maryland too. I love Power Plant Live. I've played a couple shows there at Power Plant Live that have been really popping, and that's been a lot of fun. Yo, okay, I changed my mind. Secrets in Ocean City. That's my favorite stage. Either one, the outside or the indoor, because we played there like 2 weeks ago, and it was a movie. It was so much fun. Yo, it was packed wall to wall. Every time we played there, it's been packed wall to wall, and it's been just like such an incredible, like supportive, good vibe show. Yeah, Secrets is probably my favorite to play at. Janice is my favorite to shoot video at. Although Area 142 in Florida, when we played there, that was good too. That was a cool stage. I think we blew the speakers when we played there, though. I felt really bad because the subs got kind of like distorted like after we played. Yeah, not that was our fault or anything, but it's fine. That just happens sometimes. Just say it, Florida. It's okay. We aren't anybody's favorite. No, it's not that I'm not trying to talk shit about Florida. I love Florida. That's why Janice is one of my favorite places to shoot. Florida has just so many good venues. That's the thing. It's like y'all are just blessed with so many cool spots, cool cities, like cool venues, and like it's awesome. And it's that beachy town vibe. I love the palm trees. I'm a slut for palm trees. I really am. But I just got to give love to Maryland because that's where I'm from. I'm in Maryland right now. This is where I'm from. So I had to give love to Secrets. Yep, Secrets. All right, I'm going to get off here in like 2 minutes, guys. Anything else? Anything last minute? 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to pop off. I guess a little plug again. Listen to the new Hard Boys album. Yo, we dropped an album like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's our first album. We recorded it right here in this room at this desk. We recorded like the entire album here. I'm not going to show you the setup because it's really messy right now. We made, as this sign says, we made dope shit. Self-proclaimed dope shit. But yeah, me and Cody spent months in this very room, in this very corner, writing songs. I made a bunch of beats. He said they all sucked. I'm just kidding. We just threw ideas back and forth. Like he had guitar riffs, I had beats, he had lyrics, I had lyrics. We both had melodies and instrumental ideas and different things and different vibes. And we were like, is this going to be a hip hop record or is this going to be a reggae record or is it going to be a punk rock record? And we decided to do all of it. So listen to the debut Harbor Boys album, Sunday Hangover. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. We dropped it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Thank you all for streaming it. It's doing really well with the streams. It's our very first album. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's the other thing I got to plug. The other thing I have to plug is our tour. We're going on tour starting next week for 3 weeks. Out to the Midwest, up to the Northeast. And we hit Florida a couple months ago, down south, down the coast, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Shout out to all those states. It was amazing. Virginia Beach. It was awesome. And now it's the Midwest and the Northeast. One day we'll do like Texas and Cali and all that stuff out west. But we just built our bus out, so we're just a fresh young band, shiny new boys going out in the world. Lots to learn, lots of places to go to. But come see a show. It really means a lot. We're really proud of our show. We put on a really crazy, high-energy show, and we just want to bring a party to y'all. And I like to think that, like, it's a party when we play. So come party. Take off work. Do whatever you can. Buy a ticket. Come out to a show. And have fun, goddammit. That's what we're all about. Yeah, y'all rocked it. Will you marry me? Scott, I'll think about it. If you DM me privately, though, I might give you something a little special. Might give you some feet pics. at least. All right, it's 7:30. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Follow me, Andrew Gingy, on Instagram, Gingy Productions on Instagram as well. That's my production company. Check out the Hard Boys on tour. Check out the Hard Boys debut album. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Gingy Productions. Look out for more music videos. And I'm going to be directing some really cool projects coming up here in the next couple months. And there's a lot of exciting Hard Boys things as well. I'm going out with Pacifier, Revolution, Iration, and Expendables in August. I'm doing a bunch of content for those guys, making some cool video and working on some cool projects with them visually, directing some cool things. So if you're on the West Coast or like Midwest, we're going to Red Rocks. My first time at Red Rocks. It's going to be awesome. Come say hi. It's going to be a lot of fun. Revolution is awesome, of course. They put on a great show, and Pacifier is the most genuine dudes in the world. So yeah, come see a show there too. It's going to be a busy few months. Hit me up on Instagram. Let's talk.